Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer Young, the practice area manager for agency services at New Era, and with me is Liz Dupont.
Hello, I'm Liz. I'm the practice area lead for content strategy at New Era.
I know, Liz, you have been working with many of our clients over the past few years, and even before that, in previous roles in SEO.
Yeah, so the past couple years at New Era, I've had several clients that I've done SEO and SEM for pretty consistently. And then before that, I've been in content strategy overall for about 10 years, but really focused on SEO for the past four or so. So prior to my roles at New Era, I was at a small in-house agency where we were really focused on boosting organic traffic. So been doing this for quite a while.
So today, we are here to talk about if you ever wondered why your organic traffic is flat, even though you're doing SEO. Then this is the right place for you. Liz, let's talk about some of the pitfalls that lead to this outcome of low organic traffic.
Yeah, so there's several things that are very common in this area that can cause your SEO to really flatten out. One of the things that we look at right now is the lack of topical depth. So we know Google prioritizes sites with high authority in their area of expertise. Google uses a bunch of different signals to judge how authoritative a site is, and those can include your engagement signals like the click-through rate, bounce rate, dwell time. How are people engaging with your site, and are they finding what they need? Google also looks at your backlink profile. Do other reputable sites link to your content? But in light of 2025's algorithm updates and priorities, one of the big signals Google looks for is your content's topical authority and depth. So this means rather than creating surface level content, really high funnel, or having a lot of pages with sparse or thin copy, you want to thoroughly cover topics in your area of expertise with a high level of detail. And that's way more likely to signal to Google that you're an authority in your space. So I typically recommend starting by thinking about your products or services as pillar topics. These are your main topics that you would create content around, but then you would take each topic and branch out into content that's directly related to or and linked out from those products or services. So you're not just creating content about the product, you're creating content around common queries related to the product, um, addressing common pain points, talking about updates in the industry. You're creating a cluster of interrelated content that shows Google and the users that we can address any of your questions surrounding this topic.
Interesting. And we've recently had that with one of our customers that we've made some recommendations for that on. What about another pitfall? What would be another one?
Yeah, so one of the things that we always recommend starting out when we're doing an SEO audit for a client is looking at the technical SEO and UX issues. And this has always been a signal for Google, but it's just kind of like the base starting point. Like this is always where you start. Is anything broken from the technical side? Because no matter how good your content is, if you have issues from a technical SEO standpoint, it undermines your site's authority and ability to rank. So some of the most common technical issues would be broken links or redirect issues, like no index tags where there shouldn't be. These can lead to crawlability issues, and if Google can't crawl your pages, it can't read them or serve them. Slow page speed is also another one. And by speed in this instance, we mean how long does it take for your content to populate when someone's trying to access your site. So having images that aren't optimized well, maybe their files are too large, unnecessary code, or even just too many tracking tags. These are all things that can weigh down your site and cause problems loading. So that slows down your speed. Mobile usability and responsiveness is also really a strong signal. Does your site design adapt well to mobile? And if not, you're not delivering a good user experience, because we know most people right now are accessing sites on a mobile device. And if it sounds overly technical or like this shouldn't be impacting my ability to rank, this is nothing to do with content, you need to think about it from a user perspective. If I'm trying to visit a site, but it's taking forever to load, or it's not adapting well to my phone, or the content is organized in a really confusing way, so I can't find what I need. I'm probably not going to stick around. I'll find another resource to give me what I need. So when it trickles down and starts impacting the user, Google takes that seriously. So we do too. I always recommend using Google Page Speed Insights to check if your site's performing well in terms of core web vitals. That's loading performance, visual stability, interactivity, things like that. But SEMrush is also our go-to. It's a great place to see technical issues like duplicate content, 404s, even issues with your metadata.
Interesting. Then maybe we give everyone just one last pitfall that they might be experiencing.
Yeah, this one is really relevant right now, and that's not prioritizing user intent. It's kind of a weird paradox, but AI is dominating the SERP right now, but Google is also doubling down on prioritizing human first content, the kind that actually helps people and solves real problems. So that's kind of a strange, it seems like it's inconsistent, but that's the way Google is working right now. So once again, intent is everything. User intent just means what's motivating this person's search. Are they looking to learn something? Are they trying to compare their options? Are they ready to buy? We used to treat intent like a keyword formula. So, we had informational keywords, investigational keywords, and transactional keywords. And, we kind of group them into these categories and match content accordingly. So if I have a what is blank type of query, that's an informational query. And so I'm probably going to make an informational blog post to address that question. But if I'm looking at, best product for blank, that's investigational. Somebody's just doing their research right now. So you'd maybe create a comparison page or, some kind of infographic to address those comparisons. Whereas if someone is, looking at keywords that include cost or buy now, that person's ready to buy. Those are transactional keywords. So we're trying to lead them to a product page at that point. So we would really kind of match up the content with the keywords, and it was like this very plug and play kind of thing. But in 2025, that's really not enough anymore. There was a study just last year by SparkToro that showed that almost 60% of searches right now end in no click. So users are getting what they need from the AI overviews or SERP snippets and then just moving on. And so if your content isn't matching the user intent or offering some real value beyond just that snippet or that AI overview, you're not going to earn the click. So that means if you're creating informational content, you want to structure your content to win those snippets or show up in AI overviews. So that a lot of times means directly answering questions in a very succinct way, because that's easy for the AI overview to pull in. Also having bullet points and real quick hitting content sound bites are really popular for the AI overview. But if you're selling, you want to lean into product pages, testimonials, and comparison content, really driving some of that value that tells why your product is different, the what's in it for me. And keep in mind, most businesses are going to have all of these different types of content in some way or another. But what you prioritize needs to be based on your audience, their typical search behavior, and what their priorities and intentions are. So the bottom line here is don't start with the keywords, start with the user. What are they trying to accomplish, and how can your content help them do it faster, better, or smarter? So that's how you stay visible in an AI first search.
Cool. This is a lot of great information for folks to wrap their minds around. Well, that wraps this up for today. If you want help, though, digging into SEO, we do offer complimentary SEO assessments for qualified businesses. It gives you high level feedback on site health, content quality, UX and accessibility, and how you measure up against your competitors. So if you're interested in that, please message us if you'd like to know more. Thanks for joining us today.